What's going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. Thanks for tuning into a brand new episode of Brother Please Hear Me Out. This is the first time that I've done a Brother Please Hear Me Out in quite some time now, so I'm very excited to do this. First things first, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at tdhiphop media. That is on Twitter at tdhiphop media. If you're not in the text group already, the text notification group, make sure you text TD Hip Hop to number 33222. That's TD Hip Hop to number 33222. That way you'll get a direct text notification whenever I release a new video. That also serves as a protection plan for myself as well, in case YouTube ever takes this channel down. That way I'll be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. And as you can see scrolling on the bottom, the number one way that you can show your support towards me if you've been subscribed for quite some time now is by showing your support via Patreon. It's only $5 a month. And with that $5 a month, what that does is that it helps put me in position to be able to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is to grow independent of YouTube and not big on YouTube. Now, let's get straight into the topic at hand. What I wanted to discuss today is what you read in the title. And if I'm not mistaken, I put in the title, How Black Americans can come out on top of the coronavirus. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm not talking about physically surviving it. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about dying and coming out healthy. But I'm talking about how can we come out on top of it financially. Now, for those of you who listen to Brother Please Hear Me Out regularly, you know what this show is all about. And I'm all about the fourth industrial revolution and talking about us as Black Americans taking our place within it. We have to make up our minds and come to the understanding of whether or not we're going to be developers or consumers. Are we going to be the individuals driving the technology forward, or are we going to be the ones swiping on our phones, playing video games? We have to be the ones driving the technology forward. And that's what this show is all about for those of you who are new to the channel. Now, I'll recommend also for those of you who are new to the channel, because I know there are a few new subscribers, you might be a little lost listening to just this episode. So what you should do is go to the homepage of this YouTube channel, and right off the bat, you'll see the playlist of Brother Please Hear Me Out. Start at episode 1 and just work your way up to where we are right now. So now let's get into it. How do we come out of this on top financially as it pertains to the coronavirus? How we're going to come out of it on top is by way of making sure we take our place within the fourth industrial revolution by getting involved in the tech world. That's not anything new, right? I've talked about this on numerous occasions because that's what the show is about. But what I want to do is give you all a few tools that you can use, some free, some for little to no money, in order to put yourself in position to win and come out on top with new tech skills. Because the thing is, a lot of you think right now that once this blows over, if it blows over, you think that you're going to go back to life as usual. You think you're going to go back to your jobs as usual. And a lot of you don't even understand that you've already been replaced by artificial intelligence and automation. You've already been replaced, and you don't even know it yet. A good deal of us right now that are sitting at home without our jobs because of this quarantine, we think that we're going to go back to the way things were, and you're not. And you're going to struggle to find work once this thing is all over. So if you don't skill up right now and take advantage of these tools that I'm going to present to you in order for you to strive moving forward, if you don't skill up now, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble once this thing is over. Because the jobs that you had before, they're not going to be waiting for you when you get back. And I know you got President Trump out here talking about bringing manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. and not depending on China and other countries to give us our needs anymore. When those jobs come back, because they are going to come back, this whole coronavirus situation and quarantine and us not being prepared, it is going to bring the manufacturing jobs back, but those jobs are going to be automated. They're going to be ran by artificial intelligence. It's not going to be old school, like when your grandpa or maybe your older uncles back in the day in the 80s were working in a steel mill and all that good stuff. You know, just what's it called? Sweating in midnight oil, I think the term is. Those days are over. Everything is going to be automated. So where are you going to fall on that? where are you going to fall? What side are you going to fall on? You're going to fall on the side of now your unemployment ran out and you don't know what to do, or are you going to skill up in tech so that you can take advantage of what's happening? You can take advantage of the fourth industrial revolution that we're moving into, right? I shouldn't say that we're moving into, we're already in it. It's already begun. It's already begun. But are you going to take advantage of this moment in time where you're not working right now and you don't have nothing to do? You're sitting at home right now, bored out of your mind. Let's take advantage of this moment in this free time that we have in order to skill up. So now the first thing that I want to get into, a lot of you have heard me speak on this a lot now, right? I talk about getting your CompTIA A+ certification quite a bit. Getting your CompTIA A+ certification will allow you the opportunity to get an entry-level position at an IT company that's information technology. Now, with that, you've now entered in at the ground level. And from that point on, you can navigate your way through these tech companies in order to elevate yourself to where you want to go. And I'm going to pull up a screenshot real quick of the CompTIA pathway. And then I'm going to give you all some free tools for how you can start to educate yourself on how to pass the CompTIA A+ exams for free. Now, you can't solely rely on what I'm going to show you for free. You got to use other study materials, but I know some of you might be hurting right now financially. So I will give you some free tools that you can use. But let me pull up the CompTIA pathway for you very quickly. Let me get that up on the screen. Give me just a moment. CompTIA pathway. All right, now you should be able to see this right in front of you. You see the CompTIA career pathway. Find the path for you. You see core skill certifications. That's where you are right here. Core skill certifications. What you want to start with is where you see the cursor, CompTIA A+. With the CompTIA A+ alone, that alone can get you an entry-level position. If you have the other three, the Networks Plus and the Security Plus, you're golden. My goal for this year, for 2020, is to have all three certifications. Those are your core skills certifications. Once you have all three of those and you've landed an entry-level position at an IT company, at that point now, you'll become familiar with the IT world to the point to where you'll be able to understand where it is that you want to navigate in IT. Because just saying you work in IT, I'm in information technology, that's a very broad and general statement. That doesn't really mean much because there are different pathways within it. You have the infrastructure pathway, you have the cybersecurity pathway over here, and then you have what they call professional skills. You would not make it a goal to get all of these certifications because there's no reason to do that. Because all of these certifications, whether we're talking about the core skills, the infrastructure pathway, the cybersecurity pathway, the professional skills, all those are different avenues and different jobs within IT. So it's up to you to figure out what route that you actually want to go into. But where you want to start with is a CompTIA A+, then go to the Network Plus, and then the Security Plus. Now, if you're going to get the study information, the study materials from the actual CompTIA website itself, it's pretty expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not cheap at all. It's pretty expensive. If you want to get, I believe the book that I have is, I wish I don't have it in front of me. Let me walk away for a second. Let me get the book. The book that I have in front of me right now, it's a $60 book. You can find it on Amazon for about $35. It's a CompTIA A+ certification exam guide, 10th edition, all in one. It's by Mike Myers. He's probably one of the most popular people that everybody likes to study from his materials. You can get that for about $60 at your local Barnes and Nobles. You can get it on Amazon, I think for about $35 if you want to get the hardcover. And I wouldn't trust, just because it's just me personally, I wouldn't trust getting the ebooks that you'll see if you Google it for like $7. You pay $7 and you just get the file. I personally wouldn't trust that. I didn't want to go that route because you don't, especially if you're not familiar with the material, you don't know what you're getting. So I would strongly suggest either you go to your local Barnes and Nobles, if there are any still open, and you get the physical copy yourself. Like I said, that's going to run you about $60. or you can order it online on Amazon for $35, if I'm not mistaken, and get the hardcover copy, or get the e-edition, the electronic edition from Amazon as well. Now, I know some of you, like I said, might be hurting for some cash. So in the meantime, until you get your 35 bucks together or your 60 bucks together, let me pull this up for you. And this is completely free. Give me just a second. Open this up. Here we go. Professor Messer, Messer. Let me share the screen. This right here, Professor Messer, all of this is free. This is free study materials, free study videos, I should say. Right here for free, you see the CompTIA A Plus Core 1. That's the 2020-1001 Core 1 exam. And the CompTIA A Plus Core 2. That's the 2020-1002 Core 2 exam. So right now, because some of you might not be understanding why there's two different ones. If you're getting your CompTIA A Plus certification, you have to take two exams. You got to take what's called Core 1 and Core 2, or 2020-1001, 2020-1002. It's two separate exams that you take, and those two separate exams that you take together combined now certifies you with now you have your CompTIA A Plus certification. So you're taking two separate exams. But like I said, the study material that he has on here is free. Let me click on the CompTIA A Plus 2020-1001 right here. I'm just going to show you briefly. Look at this. All of this is free. This is free. I'm not going to click on the links, but you just click on the links, and this is just free study material, all right here. Mobile devices, networking, hardware. What else is there? The virtualization and cloud computing, hardware and network troubleshooting. He has everything you need in order for you to study properly, in order to pass the Core 1 exam, right? That's the CompTIA A Plus 2020-1001. That's considered the Core 1 exam. Now, understand, like I said before, if I didn't say this before, I'm saying it now. You can't just watch these videos only and think you're ready to take the test. You have to have multiple sources to study from. And Professor Messer will tell you that himself. If you watch the very first video on here, it's called An Overview of A Plus. It's about 13 minutes and 37 seconds long. He tells you right there, do not solely rely on these videos only. You have to have multiple sources that you're studying from, because everybody's breaking things down in a different way. They're not all breaking things down the same way. There's different stuff that you learn depending on who's teaching you. But this is free, man. It's all free. So start studying right now. You got, like I said, you got the Core 2 over here, CompTIA A Plus, the 2020-1002. And also, as it comes to the core certifications that I discussed before in the pathway, in the CompTIA Plus pathway, he has the study materials for the CompTIA Networks Plus and the CompTIA Security Plus as well. All of this is free. I'll just click on the Networks Plus link real quick for you, and it's all free. Look at this, man. Look at this. So you can study to take the N10-007. It's all free, man. It's right here. You got plenty of time on your hands. You got plenty of time on your hand to skill up, to study, and do what you have to do to pass these exams to get your certifications. It's all right here free. Now, I also want to move on to the next thing concerning the CompTIA A Plus and all these certificates that I'm talking about. This stuff is free and for little to no money, but you only have a limited amount of time to do this. All right. You only have a limited amount of time. I think about 10 hours left. Let me get this out of here. And this is going to be on udemy.com. Let me pull that up. Share the screen. Chrome tab. Where is it at? Yeah. Online courses. Learn anything on your schedule. All right, you should be looking at this right now. Let me refresh the Let me refresh the page so that make sure that timer is accurate. Okay. Final day of flash sale. Save big. Courses from $10.99, ends in 10 hours. Right now it's 1:45 p.m. in Los Angeles. So if you're living in LA, if you're on West Coast time, you got 10 hours to do this before the sale ends. So depending on where you are, you might have less time. But basically the end of the day. Let me type in CompTIA in the search right here. CompTIA. And you'll see CompTIA A+. Give it just a second to load up. This is the guy that I was talking about when I was making reference to the book that's $60. His name is Mike Myers or Mike Mayers. I believe it's Mike Myers. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. His course is normally $144.99 for the CompTIA A+ certification study material. And they're all videos as well. They're all videos. You see $11.99 here, $10.99 here. Normally it's $144.99. This is only going to be basically until the end of the day. When today is over, the prices are going right back up to $100+. You understand? So you need to take advantage of this now before the day is over. That's for those of you that feel comfortable with just spending the money if you got it right now, which I'm sure you do. What is that? $11 and $12. I don't know. What is that? $23? I'm pretty sure most of you have $23 to spend right now. Maybe you don't. I'm not judging you because I've been there. But $23 will get you both of those. So now in between Mike Myers' study material, Professor Nesser's free study material, you're now taking all this free time that you have and you're making it productive in order for you to pass these exams. Now, for me personally, I would recommend strongly that you don't just rely on the videos. I'm big on reading. You understand? I got to read in order to truly comprehend what I'm taking in. I'm not saying that I can't watch a video and learn, because you can, because that's what I do. I'm not recommending you stuff that I don't already do. I have both of those already. I got Mike Myers, both the 220, 1001 exam study material, as well as the 1002 study material. I have both of those that you see in front of you already. I got them already. And I use Professor Messer. And I read from the book that I told you about earlier. So everything that I'm telling you, I do. I'm not just saying stuff just to be saying it. Now, also, because I did this as well, and it's up to you if you want to do this. It depends on if you got the money or not. And it's inexpensive. But let me type in Network Plus. Network. Okay, it comes up right away. Network Plus. Because remember, those are the core certifications that you need. CompTIA Plus, Network Plus, Security Plus. There you go. Mike Myers, Networks Plus, $10.99. Regular price is $199.99. So basically $200. What was a $200 course is being sold for $10.99. And you can, and the same result will come up if you do the Security Plus as well. You'll get the same thing. It's going to be like $10.99. Once again, you have till the end of the day to get this stuff for this cheap. So if you got, I don't know, about $50 to spend on hand right now, and you want to take advantage of this stuff, personally, that's what I would do. You know, that's what I would do. I would take advantage of this stuff right now and just get all of this man's courses for like what, $40-something. You're talking about paying $40-something for what will, after today, run you like $600 to get. Now, the last thing that I want to move on to, Python coding, right? All of us at this point, or I shouldn't say at this point, but moving forward, we should all be studying up and learning how to code in the computer program language known as Python. Python is the fastest growing, most popular, in-demand computer programming language out there right now. And with all that being said, if you learn how to code in Python, not only can you get a job pretty much anywhere in tech, but you can take that as well and start your own business. You could also take that skill and take it overseas, man. You can take it overseas. There's nowhere you can't go. There's nowhere you can't go on this planet where your understanding of being able to code using Python won't benefit you. You can take that and literally work anywhere on the planet. And the great thing about it is that you physically don't even have to be there, because after all this quarantine stuff is over, all this working remotely stuff, this is going to be kind of the new norm. If you don't have to be at an office, you're not going to be at one. If you don't have to be at one, you're going to see companies move forward with this whole working remotely thing. So what I'm saying is that you can live here in South Central LA like I do, but you work for some company in Rwanda. You understand what I'm saying? Putting your Python skills to work, building whatever it is that they need you to work on, whether it's building an app, a website, you're programming artificial intelligence into a machine, whatever. You don't have to physically be at these locations. You don't. And for whatever it's worth, for those who don't know, the continent of Africa is popping right now when it comes to the fourth industrial revolution. It's popping. South Africa is going down. Nigeria is going down. Rwanda is going down. Don't sleep on the continent. You just got to look it up for yourself. You got to do your Googles. Africa, fourth industrial revolution, Africa, tech hubs in South Africa, Nigeria, Rwanda. You just got to look it up for yourself. But the continent is popping right now. So don't sleep on the continent. And let me pull up the study material that you can use to get to just, learn how to code in Python. And then we're going to go ahead and shut this down. And it's nothing super fantastic. You could have looked this up yourself, but I'll present it to you here since we're all together right now. There we go. And it's as simple as this, free Python coding. You type this in on YouTube, you could do it on a Google search, and it's all right here in front of you, man. It's free. It's completely free. Now, personally, I'd go with this guy right here with the yellow background, only because I'm actually familiar with him. I watch his videos. So I'd go with this guy. Python tutorial for beginners, full course, learn Python for web development. Go with this guy. I'll just say that for the most part. Go with him. Now, with that being said, you're not going to watch this. You're not going to go through this 6-hour tutorial and start applying. I mean, if you feel confident enough to do so, I mean, I guess that's on you. But just from what I've been told from people that are actually in the field that they do this, I had a conversation maybe about a week before the quarantine with this young Asian guy who was a software engineer, I believe. And I asked him, just to ask him, because I already knew the answer to the question already, but I just wanted to pick his brain. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, if you don't have a degree and all that good stuff in computer science and everything, can you still get a job in the tech world, via just knowing the information, you know how to code and all that kind of stuff? And he said, absolutely. Absolutely. But, take about 6 months to actually learn Python. Take about 6 months. That was what he told me. Give yourself about 6 months, and about 6 months in, you should at that point have developed an actual understanding of how Python coding actually works and how to actually do it, and to feel confident enough to start applying to jobs, to put your Python skills to the test. So I'm going off of what he says. He's in the field. This is what he does. If he says 6 months, do the knowledge for 6 months. All right. Do it for 6 months. And I'm not saying rewatch that video over and over again for 6 months. I mean, you're going to probably need more than one watch anyways, but there are multiple other avenues that you can go down in order to have or to develop more advanced skills within coding in Python. At that point, that's when you're going to probably want to go to something like Codecademy, because Codecademy, they really go in depth as far as like different ways that you can apply Python, I'm getting tongue tied, the Python programming language. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pull that up for you all right now, since we're all here. So let me pull that up on Codecademy, and then we're going to go ahead and shut this thing down. Let me see, Codecademy. Give me just a moment. I didn't have this queued up already, but let's just go ahead. We're all here anyways. So let me pull this up. And excuse me if I'm not paying too much attention to the chat. I just don't want to be to the comment section. I just don't want to get thrown off my game right now. That's all. because I got to get back to teaching my son. With this quarantine, it has me out here being a teacher right now, teacher daddy. So let's go. Python. Okay, let's shut this down and let me pull up share the screen. Chrome tab, full catalog, Codecademy, share. Okay, so what you should see in front of you right now is the Codecademy screen. I'll start off at the beginning, right? All right, so you go to the catalog, and then from catalog, you'll see Python right here, by language, Python. And then when you come down here to the bottom, you see Python skills path. And it's here where you'd be paying $20 a month. Now, the first 7 days of Codecademy Pro is free. If I'm not mistaken, the first 7 days is free. At that point, from there, you're going to have to pay $7 a month if you want to get into these higher levels of education, we'll say, concerning the different ways you can utilize the Python programming language. But you see, it goes really in depth right here. Analyze data with Python, analyze financial data with Python, build chatbots with Python. What else is there? Get started with machine learning, visualize data with Python. And then when you get down here, you just have multiple different courses concerning learn Python 2, learn Python 3, learn web, scrapping with beautiful soup. I don't know what they're talking about right there. But I mean, it's all right here in front of you, machine learning, technical interview, practice Python, practical data cleaning with Python. All of this is going to cost you $20 a month. But I mean, it's well worth it, man. It's well worth it. $20 a month. What's that really? Back during when times were normal, you were spending $20 a month at Starbucks. Or, excuse me, not $20 a month. You were spending about $20 a week at Starbucks. In between Starbucks, McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, you were spending about $20 a week. So you can spend $20 a month on this, But you don't have to do that just yet. You can just go with the free YouTube course that I hooked you up with just now. And you can do that. That's, like I said, that's about 6 hours. It'll probably take you about 12 hours to get through it, But that's that. And with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down. Maybe I'll take a quick look at the comment section. I saw somebody hit me up with $5 in the super chat. I appreciate that. Timothy Snipes, I think the name is, says, if you need advice, I'm more than happy to contribute to anyone who needs it. So that's Timothy Snipes. Maybe, can I put this on the screen? Yeah, that's him right there. So Timothy Snipes. So I don't know. I guess Timothy Snipes, go ahead and leave in the chat, in the comment section, in the live chat, your information. Leave your email or whatever the case may be, so that you can help some people out. All right. Since you want to help, that's a great thing. We all got to be in this together and help each other with this together. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. I'll leave this up for now because I'm going to stay on here for about like a minute and 30 more seconds. That guy's book. I'm assuming you're talking about Mr. Myers. Hey, Timothy Snipes. Okay, you guys are talking with Timothy Snipes. Okay. How can we get on top? We don't read. Somebody said, how can we get on top? We don't read. I read, so I don't know what to tell you. I read. I'm sure a lot of the brothers and sisters watching this right now read. If you don't read, you're in trouble. Learn how to read and figure that out. So with all that being said, let me go ahead and get up out of here, man. Let me shut this thing down. There's not much going on in the comment section. Well, there is a lot, but it's communication between you guys are talking amongst yourselves. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that this was helpful for you all. Let's please take this stuff seriously. Let's take the fourth industrial revolution seriously. Let's take skilling up in tech seriously. Please, I'm begging you. If you're not familiar with this, Brother Please Hear Me Out in this format, this is your first time listening, by all means, go to the homepage. And when you go to the TD Hip Hop Media homepage, the first thing you'll see is the Brother Please Hear Me Out playlist. Start at episode 1. work your way all the way up to where you are, to where I am right now with this episode, so you get a full understanding of just why this is so important. I've said this on numerous occasions, and I'm going to say this again. This show and what I talk about here on Brother Please Hear Me Out is far more important than what I talk about on Not For Real and the kind of one-off shows that I've been doing where it's audio only. You know, this show is far more important than all the political stuff that I talk about. We have to take this stuff seriously. We have to have these kind of conversations. Timothy Snipes just put up his email, so I'll show that for you guys right here. It's right there on the screen for you, so go ahead and take a screenshot. You'll be able to see it again on the replay once we end this live, or once I end this live, and then you'll be able to see that again. Good looking out, Timothy Snipes. I appreciate you just being out here willing to help. And he also has his Instagram up as well. Let me show this on the screen before I shut it down. That's his IG. That's his Instagram. So once again, Timothy Snipes, thanks for looking out. And that's about it, man. We're going to go ahead and shut this episode down. I want to thank everybody for watching. Have a great day. And let's take this quarantine seriously and this time that we have on our hands seriously to skill up and come out of this thing on top. And with all that being said, I'm your boy Tony DeLaramie. I'm out of here. Hit the subscribe buttons. Follow me on Twitter, tdhiphop media, and all that good stuff, man. Deuces. Hi. That's my son. Goofy. Get out of here.